Hi everyone, and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. So today I'm going to be covering the seven things I wish I knew before I got into nursing school. So yeah, number one will be the cost of nursing school. So although this did not come as a surprise to me, nursing school can be very cheap and it could be very expensive at the same time. So this is a question you want to ask yourself. Are you willing to make a sacrifice? Maybe you want to go to a private school, to an accelerated program, which I did. So I had to pay $60,000, which is a little on the higher end. So you should know that there are schools which are much cheaper. You could have a bachelor's, a BSN for $15,000 or $20,000 or cheaper, depending on the institution you use. So this is something you want to keep at the back of your mind before nursing school. So the next thing I'm going to be addressing will be the issue of comparing yourself to others. Now, this is something that, believe me, it's very detrimental to your psychological and emotional health as a nursing student. You have to understand that there are people who will do better than you, and there are a lot more other people who will do worse than you. So, compare yourself to how you did in the previous exam, and trust me, you're going to go you're going to go upward. Yeah, that's what I mean. For example, I had these exams where I think it was the first exam of nursing school, and I had an 89%, 89 on 100. Now there were other students, I was like, oh my God, this is not very great, because the exam was like kind of like easy, and I was expecting that, you know, I could have better. So I walked up, and the first person I asked, I was like, hey, what did you get? She told me she had a 90. I was like, oh wow. Genuinely, I was happy for her, but then I was sad for me, because I'm like, how come this person got 90 and I only got an 89? Mind you, this is a 1 point difference. But then I felt this way regardless. So this is to say that, and then maybe some few days afterward, I heard that some people had 73%, other people really did lower than I did. So I began asking myself, why am I, comparing myself to people? That was not a good thing. That was not, a healthy habit for me. So what I did was I just stopped asking people what score they got. And when other people, because honestly, there were so many people like me who want to know what other people get. So when other people asked me like, hey, what did you get? How was it? I'm just going to say it was good or it was bad, and I leave it at that. I'm not going to go into details of explaining my score and all of that. I don't want to know yours, and you shouldn't know mine. So I started comparing myself to how I did in the previous exams, and that really helped me to strategize and focus, and in the end I finished with honors. So this is something I believe that everyone should do. Compare yourself to yourself, and you're gonna get it. The next thing I would like to talk about is the books. So if there's a way for me to discourage each and every one of you considering nursing school not to take books from school, I would do my best to. So I have a stack of books, and unfortunately I used at most two of those books. Everything is new, everything. I touched nothing. We just had the way our curriculum was set. When we did not use many of those books. So if you have the opportunity, if you're a textbook lover and you study with textbooks, I think you should get a textbook from Amazon or your school's bookshop. In that way, it'll cost less than half the cost you're gonna need to get a new book. So maybe that's something you should consider. The next thing is about the long clinical drive. So you should be prepared to drive long distances when you go to nursing school, depending on your placement. Now, this may be very subjective because 1 hour drive is a very long drive for me, and it was something I wasn't expecting. So you should be ready to, depending on your school, to drive long distances for clinical rotations. Now, the fifth thing, which is very important, is the issue of friends. In nursing school, you cannot survive, if I can put it that way, without you cannot survive as an island. So you need a friend, you need colleagues, you need classmates, just people to make the journey a little easier as you go along. You can have friends you do assignments with, just people to keep you accountable on things that are going on in class and all of that. So for the Christians out here, it's good that you pray ahead of time so that God guides you to the right friends, to the right people who are going to help you and whom you're going to help in return. In that way, life is a bit easier when you have those kind of people. And the next thing will be to have maybe a hobby you're doing. So I had friends who loved hiking and kayaking. You could do that maybe every 2 weeks or something, just so that your life is not school, house, eat, sleep, school, just like that. So you need something to relax, you need something to wind down, so you should probably get yourself a hobby. If you're someone like me who loved baking, I hardly ever baked because I left California to Wisconsin with literally just my clothes or just my clothes. Okay, so the last thing I'll be talking about is how isolating nursing school could be. So you want to make sure that you have hobbies. You want to make sure that you call your family, you call your friends very often. I mean, if not every day, just to, keep that emotional and that emotional connection with the people you love, the people who love you. I mean, just to keep your mind in check. So if you liked this content, please make sure to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to help my channel grow. And the tip I was talking about for those considering nursing school is, if you're considering nursing school and you've not done any prerequisites, you could start by doing all your prerequisites online. Yes, I said online, because I did all of my prerequisites online, and it's totally acceptable so far as, or as long as you do those prerequisites in a school which is accredited. So that's going to be a shortcut. I think I did my prerequisites in about 6 months before I started school. So if that's what you're interested in, good luck, and please leave a comment on what you'd like me to talk to you about next, and I'll be so glad to come up with many other videos. Thank you, and bye.